turns the corner, elevates, left it short. So Donovan Bent now 2 of 4. Into the corner to Ross. Ross gets it back and slings one for Patino. Alluded to in our chat with him yesterday. We're just more experienced, hardened. What a difference in how they performed last year in the tournament. Ross finding this.
Oh, the inbounder. Who's the most dangerous? 14-9 now. In the corner, Chase Ross, lefty, and knocks down. 31 up. 5 minutes to play. First half, Ross hanging in the air and banks it down. (72-56), and just like that, St. John's, they were down in the first half by 15.
Of action, he hasn't attempted a shot yet. Ross has been in double figures in 4 of his last 6 games. He played 42 minutes against St. John's. Gold, leave it for Ross. Jab, drive on Conwell, floated through. Ross it down. The Musketeers' offense has come alive. They've made 5 of 6 and lead by 9. Ross, dress for less, score for... Conwell, he is too good with the ball in his hands. The response right there, quickly down the other end, slowly finding his rhythm. Swing cross, float, rebound of Gold. Jones running the show again. Mitchell right back to him. Jones pump, put it on the deck, kick it out. Ross. In this conference this year, and boy, has he put on a show at the world's most famous arena.
Boy, scored over 600 points, Noah, last year at Indiana. That is...
It's hard to do.
Man, 1,200 in his career in 3 years.
He got 10 points in the second half alone. He's 4 for 4. Jones has come alive as well. Drive, dish, Ross, finish.
Okay. Jet did this a lot in the first meeting. They started 2-3, then they go man-to-man. Chase Ross. Hayes impacted this game in transition, but just 2 of his last 10 from 3. There's Stevie Mitchell again. His hands are lightning quick. Ross right down Broadway. How fitting. It's been all about getting to the rim. St. John's just putting on a clinic here these last 2 minutes of driving the basketball and making things happen off the bounce. Those 8 points in less than 90 seconds for the Red Storm. Ross drives. High arcing off the wing. Johnny's, but Ben Gold going and getting that rebound. 90 seconds left in overtime. Here is Jones. Gives it up. Ross for 3. Oh, wow.
Big East in turnover margin. They get 15.5 per. They only give it up 9 times. That really is their game.
There's so many hands on the ball as well.
Ross.
Pretty.
Got there.
Again, the ability open middle. You can put it on the deck. You overhelp. They find somebody once again off the screen. Good luck.
You gotta take that any day. Ross right down the lane for 2 more. He's got 4 in a row. We're tied here with 15 minutes to go in regulation. A lot at stake for seeding in the Big East tournament. Jones lost it. Ross against McNeely, and he scores an.
And he impacted that game and really made it tough for Cam Jones with his length at 6'8".
Leading the country in February with close to 25 points per game. Not to mention, he played a full 40 minutes in 5 games in February. They don't take him out of the game as Chase Ross.
Drawing 2 defenders and finding an open man. In that case, it was Mitchell.
As smooth as a podcast toss from Jones to Mitchell. Now Ross, he's a right.
His team previous to this, and you know, I think this is a team with Cam Jones at the helm and the way everyone buys into their role that can certainly make a run in March. And after tonight, they play St. John's in their last home game, and then
There still are some unsolved things because Marquette win tonight. They're matched up with Creighton at 13-5 in this game. The big one for the Golden Eagles comes next when they are at Connecticut from Campbell Pavilion.
Well, yeah, that's certainly a matchup that we will be locked in on to watch, and two projected tournament teams in the Huskies and the Golden Eagles as their senior guard, who I met when he first came on campus. Shaka Smart introduced me to him and said, this young man is going places. He's much more than a basketball player. He's a prototype student athlete, and he's the kind of young man who just epitomizes leadership, selflessness, and hard work, and he has proven that in the last 4 years. And I asked him earlier today, what does Stevie Mitchell mean to him? And he said that he is, he said he's the great player.
Between the two teams in terms of the vocal energy level at the morning shoot-around.
Yeah.
Marquette, you want to talk about noise between the music they were bumping and everybody chatting and rah-rah. It was a high-energy shoot-around. Fun to watch. A tight group, to be sure. Ross high off the glass.
For Marquette, you got to be cleaner, and you have to pass the ball. You can't throw it to a teammate, and that means when you pass it, it goes to a teammate that he can do something with it. He can shoot it. He can drive it. He can jab and shoot it. When you enact going over defensively, and see how they guard you.
Joplin with room. Offensive rebound, the putback, and the foul. Rickus, he's had quite the night. Kick to Longino, in and out. Poplar got a hand to it. Caden Hamilton on his backside comes away with a rebound.
I got to talk to Kyle Neptune about that vertical over there. He's up and jumping and telling guys to get back. He is active over there. That's why he's so skinny.
Is there a late rally of these Golden Eagles? Ross knocks down a three.
Yes. He hit a career-high 27 in the first meeting against Marquette.
You know, Cito's done a pretty good job so far with their half-court offense. Not turning it over, that's not good defense there, Chase Ross.
Jones at three. And Ross the offensive rebound. Cam Jones just tripped and fell to the ground, but he's up. Ross at three. This one's good. The outside and knock it down. First points of the second half for the Pirates.
You know, that time they pushed it up a little bit. Maybe that's the thing to do a little so they can get something without Marquette being set up all the time.
Pretty turnaround. Toomey sends it out to the perimeter. Adewusu another three, way off. Ross a three. It's good.
Because the first meeting between these two teams was a dandy. Cam Jones off on his first attempt. We talked about the offensive glass in this one.
Yeah, and I said today, Stevie Mitchell, it's in my notes. Inch range, the best offensive.
Number 10, stay in the top three of the conference. Thomas is off. Here's Jones. Oh my, that's Chase Ross.
They're running.
Rebound, Colquitt. And then the tip and taken away. Turnover, Creighton. Jones will find Ross. He'll drive to the rim. For two.
There's a couple times here in this. Scott. R.J. Lewis attacking the rim as St. John's does all night long. And a rebound for Ross.
Nice pass.
Mitchell finds the ears on it. Can't get a shot up. Ross will. And knocks it down.
He has been knocking much.
Smith to the cup.
He's going to go.
Ross steps by Lewis to score.
How about that? In this game against New Mexico, family probably doesn't talk to him. Richard's family.
That'll happen, yeah. It's lead change number 5 already. Juggled by Ross. He nearly walked. He'll drive and score.
How about him? I like that. Didn't get what they wanted.
It's a three that's no good for Glover. What a battle this has been so far. Cam Jones on the bench with 3 fouls. Chase Ross gives Marquette the lead.
His first shot, and it rattles down.
Big time shot by DR. I know he's struggling a little bit with that tendonitis, but the challenge you have with UConn, Gus, is guarding all of the movement off the basketball right there, prime example.
Baseline jump shot, and
goes down for Chase.
First half, Gus, to cut into this lead and to carry some momentum in the halftime.
Ross thought about a three. Good drive. Shows it. Turn around. Left feed. Got to go. To a smaller, younger Russell Westbrook.
It's the motor, you know.
Mitchell across the lane hard. Spins. Cut off. This Connecticut defense. Ubiquitous. Jones. The kick. Ross. Oh. To go. Here comes Ross. Ross takes the three. Connecticut is led by as many as 22. Ross. And good. That one dribbled off the foot of Joplin. Taken away by Stevie Mitchell. The kick. Ross.
And beautiful job by Carabin to identify the defense and how they were closing out and then drive the closeout. Able to get that basket inside instead of settling for a contested three-point shot.
He's got 10. Meanwhile, Ross, tricky.
Carry them if they want to have any visions of pulling off an upset.
Yeah, they'll go isolation here with Telford.
Telford gets some heat. Ross strips it away. Ross 1-on-2. Ross lays it up and in, and a chance for one more. Three from distance.
I like it.
There's the double, and Ross comes away with a steal.
You've got to know that they're coming over with that rotation guy.
There goes Ross. Lays it up and in.
How good.
Cam Jones come back on the floor with those two fouls with 40 seconds left in the half. Trying to get some offense. Nice cut inside. Chase Ross lays it up and in.
Yes. Just can't allow anything long. Keep the ball in front. See if you can get a trap, a quick steal. If it gets open, you got a foul.
Get into the corner for Joplin. Still passing around. Ross lays it up and in.
So much of John Bagley. Old school point guard. Played at Boston College. In college, obviously, and had a really long pro career.
Ross in on Dixon taking the contact. He is the second leading scorer for Villanova on the season. Man, that strip. Ross and Mitchell combined to start the break for Marquette. And Ross finishes it off.
And, you know, this is one of the better teams in college basketball. So Marquette's always going to get their opponent's best effort.
1 of 2 for Poplar. Ross on the shot fake against the shot blocker. Buachi. And one. Marquette backed by another big crowd. St. John's did their part to stay in first place against Xavier earlier in the week. Marquette trying to go into the weekend at 8-1 in the Big East and tied with St. John's. It's a three at the end of the clock. It goes down. Chase
Ross standing still. You don't see that very often.
Ross early in the clock. Didn't matter.
Wow.
Scotty Middleton, the Ohio State transfer, was looking for Joel, picked off by Ross, who can fly high. There's that exactly right. Yep, it goes into the back of the closet. Now another turnover. A 16 turnover, and Chase Ross is Skywalker.
Conwell rejected. Chase Ross, the junior from Dallas, coast to coast.
That's the reason. Benson wants it. Gets it against Joplin. Outside of his range and taken away. Marquette's defense scores. And Ross hammered.
Running it down Marquette's throat that time. Marquette not back in transition defense like they should be.
Well, Coach, you saw Marquette in their last game a week ago against Georgetown. In that game, they had a rocky first half against the Hoyas.
Yes.
But Ross took over Big East play.
And they are sticking to the zone.
They don't even disguise it. Now 5 seconds separate the two clocks. Jones feeds. Mitchell turns it down.
Yeah, he didn't want to shoot it. They're looking for Cam Jones. Looks like the other guys don't really want to shoot it.
Mitchell has an opening, delivers Ross for the dagger. He got it. 6.8.
Of one. Mack keeps his balance rhythm with one of the timer in and out. Gold goes high and gets it over top of Sorber. Joplin shaping up. Ross behind a Gold screen.
Joplin picked up by Fielder. Gets bumped. There's that physicality, bumped again. Ross, a little shy, explodes to the rim and finishes.
Yeah, he
on away, baseline J.
That is a big-time shot.
Wow. It is 31-18. This is a Marquette team ranked 7th in the country, winners in 47 of 50 in this building. And they played a tough schedule. Jones.
Yeah, I mean, their schedule has been legit, no doubt.
Ross. Fielder, stride inside. Short. Joplin. Trying to spin, help comes, drag the pivot. Ross on high. Got it. Timer.
Well, you see Marquette really picking it up. Here we go.
Ross to the rack with a fury. Marquette 4-0 in the league. The Hoyas 3-0 in the league. UConn, the only other unblemished Big East team in conference action.
Georgetown back man-to-man now.
Jones, kick, Ross in rhythm. Yes! Marquette looking for a response. Gold steps into it. Flanks off the iron board to the Hoyas, and bodies are flying everywhere. Marquette's got it. Onto the wing, Ross.
Ivy League, oh my goodness.
He's got 18. This game's got rhythm now. End-line drive. Ross ripped to the rim and puts it in.
For the big film.
Coming out of a timeout, Zayd Lowry into the ball game, coming off a career high 11 at Providence last time out. Joplin kicks out. There's Ross for three from the wing, buries it. His rear shot better than 66%. Mitchell for three, short. Ross with the follow.
Score. Yesterday in practice, exclusively 2-on-1 drills to start. More swarming defense scooped up by Jones. Ross heaves, knocks it down. To the teeth of the defense. Marquette, what they do. 5th nationally in turnover margin. Here's Ross off the dribble. Ross to the basket. Off-balance shot for Chase Ross.
Hunter's been the guy so far. Joplin got a hand on it. Watch the shot clock here. Take it away. 2-on-1. Ross up with the left to throw it down.
Ross comes away with a steal. And Chase Ross. Bizjack underneath. No whistle.
There's no contact on the wrist.
Ross open three in transition. On a hellacious screen by McCaffrey for the layup.
What a screen. Be solid. Don't foul here.
Mitchell got it across the timeline. Ross gonna hold as long as he can. Bleed some of that clock. Ross on the drive. There he goes. Chase Ross.
He needs it. He gets it. First three-pointer of the game for Dayton. Ross, the answer. True. Wow. It's it back. Misses the layup. Marquette chases. Owens, a freshman, off the front of the rim. Ross climbs the ladder, gets the O-board, and finishes inside. Room. Smith puts it on the deck. 5 to shoot. Fadeaway elbow.
Tough shot.
With 6 seconds, Ross dribbling through the defense like they're cones, and he finishes. He pins it in.
But they're running really good offense now.
4th in the nation in dunks. Zed Key has 2 in this game tonight. Nearly intercepted, instead just deflected. Joplin has a lane. Cut off by Key. Feeds the corner. Ross for 3. Swish. Now it's the Key. The baseline inbounds have been devastating for Dayton.
I tell you, Anthony Grant done a lot of really good things in this second half.
That's the 3rd time in this half that they've gotten a basket directly off a baseline inbounds.
And that doesn't usually happen to Shaka Smart, I'll tell you that.
4-point Dayton lead. Ross, count the best. Got it to go. The offensive glass has been a weapon for the Flyers.
Big time. (17-8), second chance points.
Largest lead of the game for Dayton. Ross turns the corner. Oh my goodness!
Blackwell's got 4 in the early going in the second half. Ross and Gold in a two-man game. Ross right hand English, good.
A corner that can shoot a 3. So Gilmore couldn't provide the support.
12 turnover for Wisconsin. Chase Ross hangs and hits.
The home folks in Hilton Coliseum. He earned Big 12 Player of the Week honors last week for how much he dominated the field in Maui at the Maui Invitational.
And what a luxury it is to have a guy like him in your backcourt. When Lipsey's not playing up to where you know he can play, he can take over games, he can step up. And
Stansbury, now they move it around. Open look for Livingston, but
you know what? You make up for it. You make up for it with a block.
Ross from the top of the key, yes.
I'm talking about the referees, not you, Jason. You're as good as they come.
It's a brand new Phil Martelli and a brand new half here in Milwaukee. Nice fake from Ross. Nice finish as well. Brogna able to get the bucket. Another Massachusetts native. Got to look out. Leads to a 3 there. That was a pretty break of the press, and Simona knocks it down.
Another guy, 75% of his shots are threes. Do what you do.
Speaking of do what you do.
They've had a couple of errant long-range shots, and we know 48% of their shooting is from 3.
Yep, start seeing them come up a little short.
And they're getting hurt on the offensive glass now.
Ross, another attack, another finish.
Understood it personally. If you're a shooter, if you're a baller, you can ball anywhere, on any set.
There's Newell cleaning it up, but another miss for Georgia. They're crashing the glass just like we thought. But Marquette takes it away with Ross on the run. Up and good. Ross.
You can play fast without playing rushed.
Got it to Gold. 3 not there. Tap is good. Jones. Inside, catch Mitchell, block, follow, yes! Asa trying to set a screen for Lawrence. Lawrence lost the ball. Numbers for Marquette. It is showtime for us. Demery Jr., body's got tangled, no whistle. Silas lost the ball. Ross on the run out again. Chase, Ross, clear.
Spend so money, he wanted to hit that spin off the shot.
Kane with a fine down low, but Godfrey missed. He's playing with 4 fouls here down the stretch. Marquette wise to slow it up here with Jones, who's also back out of the floor with those 4 fouls. Jones switched on to LeFew. Drive, kick, outside, open look.
Back down. Look at the hustle. That's their game. That's their game.
Chase Ross creates it himself.
And Bird. That's more like it. Big and hard.
Not much better than a big-to-big pass.
Oh, yeah, they have a nice little high-low game, these two. Haven't seen it early.
Ross.
It's clean look.
Sit down.
Help them defensively post up guys.
That's a wild pass from Smith and a run out for Ross. Oh! He took off from the logo. Boyer sprints it up. Nice off the 3. Drives by Joplin. Can't score.
Nice.
What a rifle. Down low to Ross. Oh, a little bowling ball for Carpenter. High-low pass. And ripped away down low. Ross got up there along with the cavalry.
Collective D.
Ross got it back. And rips it.
Maryland, Kevin Willard had the 6-point lead. That's evaporated. We are neck and neck at 44. Here goes Cam Jones, kicking out to his buddy Ross. And he Shot clock at 7. Here goes Jones. Nice help. Tap three. They got to put it up. Ross floating. Yes! At the end of the shot clock.
He gets it going there with the mid-range jumper.
And they needed that to get some offensive rhythm. I want to say that's the first time in about 14 minutes of game action that they've been able to get through an entire offensive set. And Pritchard, preseason MAC Player of the Year for a reason. He has that ability.
Chase Ross with a three right there.
I mean, he wasn't touched. Non-contact injury. Those are the most worrisome, that's for sure. But hopefully Royce Parham's going to be okay. He's played really well this game.
Stevie Mitchell in the lane, kick out. Cam Jones. Ross launches. Right on line.
My goodness, that can't happen.
2-on-1. Vanderjack misses the layup. He got too fancy. Joplin spins inside. He's tied up. Ross in the corner. Big three for Marquette.
It's the students that create the atmosphere, and it's nothing but students in here.
And a timeout. Play run for Jones. Pump fake. Kick out. Here's Ross for three. Stop and go. Shot clock down to 8. A turnover. Here comes Ross. Watch out! Maddox, this pass picked off. Chase Ross the other way. Ross gets it to fall. No whistle. Draw some contact. No whistle, though. Thought maybe he had Emma Juru at the rim. Skip pass the corner. Joplin. Ross in the paint. Against Emma Juru finishes.
Jones, he's going to find a way to finish, that's for sure. There's Gold, and over his first three, another possession on offense. Kick it out to Mitchell. Now Ross from the corner. That's good.
Offensive rebound.
O'Connor put the brakes on, short on his shot. Another rebound for Ross. 3-on-2. Chase Ross, Euro stepping his way to the 10.
And that. But that possession was doomed from the get-go. Lucky to even get a shot up.
Shaka Smart loves to count the deflections. Shoot for 32 a game. We've got 11 so far. Ross drives. Oh, his first post. A guy who could run the point. It's a finger roll from Woodard. No good. Also his presence on the defensive side. Playing at the elbow. Nice drop. Good finish from Ross.
How athletic. He looks like Zeus out on the floor for Stony Brook. This is a guy who, every floor he walks on, he's going to be one of the, wow, what a pass.
That was a great skip pass into the corner for Ross.
He has to play well.
Stevie Mitchell poked it away. Mitchell creating space. Mitchell tap pass to Ross. All Stevie Mitchell.
Where Stony Brook isn't comfortable.
Octave falls away. Made his first three shots. Has not hit one since. Ross passes up the three. Ross drives. Ross was 16.
Because I think by the time he's done playing for Rick Pitino, he's going to be a special player.
Ross already a career high tonight. Get it down low. Hamilton hammered down there. Ross puts it on the deck. Chase Ross with the left hand. Good.
Season last year at Holy Cross. We'll see how this team continues to grow and adapt.
Parham checks into the ball game for Marquette, replacing Caden Hamilton. Ross, another drive. That's a soft touch. Where do you think he picked that up?